Welcome to you, Hannah.
Hi, Asma.
Hi, how are you?
Alhamdulillah.
We missed you very much that last period.
Miss you too, of course.
تمام رجعت.
الحمد لله على السلامة يا مس وائل.
Welcome back, Mitch.
Okay, so we will start over, but let's sum up what we have already done in the first part of the session. Okay, so let's revise what we have already learned or what we have already. Welcome back, Raghda. Welcome again. Before starting over, okay, let's what we have already done. شفتك يا رغدة. Tell me anything that we have already said in the first.
We talk about the syllables.
How to put the stress on the syllable.
How to put the stress on a syllable? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, which
If it is a verb,
yes, we know the first of all we know the definition of a syllable. What is the definition of a syllable? What is a syllable?
Louder. Syllable has a louder. Stress syllable has a louder and I can't remember.
Where?
Each syllable in a word must have a vowel sound.
Sorry, Raghda?
Each syllable or the word is divided according to how many vowel sounds.
Yes, that's
So the number of the vowel sounds makes the number of the syllables.
perfect. Excellent. So I decided the number of the syllables in a word according to the vowel sound.
According to the number of the vowel sounds.
Yes. Yes, Raghda.
And we said that.
Yes.
And we said that the many two-syllable nouns and adjectives, the stress is in the second syllable.
Second, noun and adjective. The second,
On the second.
That has two syllables. The first syllable.
لو إنها تفهم noun or an adjective.
if it is a noun or an adjective, it's on.
Has two
in the
syllables.
first syllable.
First syllable.
But if it's a verb,
The verb
second.
which
Stress is in
has
the second syllable.
yes,
two-syllable verbs, the stress is on the second syllable.
Second syllable.
excellent, perfect. That's right, yes. And as you said,
Many syllable. Nouns, adjective, verbs, the first syllable.
yes. So many two syllable nouns or adjectives, we put the syllable on the first. But if it is a
The
verb,
first, yeah.
yes, we'll put on the second. Yes. And as you said, Miss Noha, the stressed syllable is longer, higher, and louder. Yes.
Yes.
And we have some words that ends with let's share the presentation.
With the shan, IENT, CION.
ICIENT and I.
Yes.
Yes, the syllable is the stress is in the preceded
The
syllable.
second,
Yes,
the second syllable.
the second.
لا نورا لا the previous of this section
The
of these
preceded.
syllables.
That's right. So the second from the end. Okay.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have, yes, when we have words end with cy, fy,
Yes.
The
The
third
third
from
from
the third
the
syllable from the end.
The
yes,
third syllable from the end.
From the
third
end.
syllable from the end, and we stopped at the words end with EER, ESE,
Yeah.
OON, EE, QUE, and AIRE, because most of words that ends with these suffixes are from or borrowed from French. So we put a stress on the syllable of these letters, okay? Like the word engineer. So I put the syllable in the last syllable, which has EER, okay? So the syllable that has these suffixes has the syllable, has the stress, okay? Like engineer, ends in EER. So I have to put the stress on the last syllable, okay?
Yes.
Pioneer, volunteer,
Pioneer, volunteer,
yes, that's right. ESE, Japanese, okay? And
Japanese,
of course,
Yeah.
it's Chinese.
Chinese.
Yes, let's put the stress here. Yes. So here I have
balloon,
to, yes, I have to stress this part of the word, okay? Like OON, balloon, cartoon,
balloon, cartoon,
afternoon,
Afternoon.
yeah, referee,
referee,
yes, unique, technique,
Technique. Yeah.
yes, questionnaire,
Near.
yes. So when I have words end with these suffixes, I have to stress the syllable that have these letters. Again, the syllable that has
The
these
rest of
letters
it, yes.
is stressed. Okay? Most of them borrowed from French language. Okay? Another rule, the phrasal verbs. We have verb and preposition. Verb and preposition. I have here to
Yeah.
stress the preposition. So turn on, break in. Okay, so here I put the stress on the preposition. But if I use this phrasal verb as a noun, I have to put the stress on the verb.
And the-
Syllable.
Yes, turn on. So this is a noun. But when I say
Break.
turn on, so this is a verb. Okay, so again,
Yeah.
when I have a verb and a preposition, I use the phrasal verb as a verb, so I put the stress on the preposition. But if I use it as a noun, I'll put the stress on the verb.
The noun. On the
It's
verb.
like the verb
Because
and the
here I
noun.
use it as a noun. Okay,
Yes,
break
yes. Yeah.
breaking. So here
Breaking.
yes, I put the stress on break, the verb, because I use it as a noun. Okay,
Noun.
but when I
Yes.
say turn on, so here is a verb.
Phrasal verb.
I put the stress on the preposition. Okay,
Yes, yes. It's like the noun and the verb. They present to
like
present.
yes, that's it.
Mm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, exactly, Miss Ward. Okay, here we will talk about compounds. When I have a compound noun plus noun, we have a new word. Like notebook, we have a notebook.
Book.
Keyboard, we have keyboard. So the two
Yes.
parts are nouns. When I have a compound noun plus noun, we have a new word. So here I put the stress on the first part
first.
yes, of the noun. So notebook, keyboard, yes, keyboard. So here I put the stress on the first part of the word, okay?
Yes.
Have a compound adjective, okay? Here I put the stress on the first part of the second word, the first syllable of the second word, okay? Old-fashioned,
Fashion. Yeah. Okay.
Warda, Miss Warda, sorry, I muted you. Okay, so again, when I have a compound noun, I put stress on the first part of the compound noun, but when I have a compound adjective,
Compound adjective.
yes, I put the stress on the first part of the second word. The first part of the second word.
Second word.
Yes, like old-fashioned and bad-tempered.
The table.
Yes, okay. So this is for the compound noun and compound adjectives. Okay.
Compound adjective.
Yes. Okay. So these are some rules that help us to identify or highlight the stressed syllable to our students. Okay. How can I put this into practice? I already taught them how to put the syllable or how to identify the stressed syllable in a word. If it is noun, adjective, adverb, or a verb, how can I put that into practice? I put some activities here to have some fun with my students. Okay, number one, activity one. Okay. Before beginning, okay, before beginning with the activities, do you have any questions on the first part? Have you got any questions about the first part?
No, thanks.
Okay. So let's start the
Thanks.
activity.
No,
Activity
it's
number
clear.
one. Okay, thank you. So activity number one, you have to attach cards or word cards on the board and ask students to choose a word and tell you 3 things about these words. How many syllables, where the stress is, how to pronounce this word, and number 4, to tell you a word that has the same stress pattern. Okay, so you can use colorful cards like this, word card, or write them on the board. You can number them, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and the green cards, number 1, 2, 3, the blue card is 1, 2, 3, the pink card is 1, 2, 3, the yellow card is 1, 2, 3. So you can do this activity with your students in pairs or in groups. So each pair has just one word, or each group has just one word. They can tell you how to pronounce this word, how many syllables are there, and another word that has the same stress pattern, and they pronounce this word with the stressed syllable. They identify the stressed syllable, okay, or highlight the stressed syllable, okay? So again, I'll say it again. You will attach colorful cards to the board or write the words on the board and divide the students into groups. Each group has to choose just one word. They have to count the syllables, which one is stressed, pronounce it to you to check that they pronounce it in a good way or right way, and tell you another way that has the same pattern. For example, a word that has a syllable, the stress on the first syllable. So tell me another word that has the same stress pattern. For example, 3 syllables, and the first syllable is stressed. Okay, got it? Any questions about this activity?
No, thanks.
Okay, instead of attaching colorful cards to the board to make it, I think preparing colorful cards will save you some time instead of writing the words on the board, okay? So if you don't want to have such colorful cards, you can just write, for example, 9 words or 12 words, and each group will have just one word to count the syllable, give you the stressed syllable and pronounce it, and give you a word that has the same stress pattern. Okay, so this is number 1. using colorful cards. Okay. Another one, let's move to the second activity, which is stress pattern. I give them the stress pattern. The stress pattern here, like in this table, we have more than one pattern. The first one from the left, a word that has 2 syllables, the first one is stressed. The second one, a word that has 2 syllables, the second syllable is stressed. Number 3, a word that has 3 syllables, the second syllable is stressed. Number 4, a word that has 3 syllables, the first syllable is stressed. Number 5, a word that has 3 syllables, the last syllable is